Come back, come talk to us, man.
We heard you got assaulted.
Yep.
So we want to hear what happened.
I believe that you have my best interests at heart. Go get a warrant.
We're gonna come back with a dog. It's gonna come in there. Gonna come get you.
With a warrant.
Yeah, come out. Come out. I'm gonna force you out.
A warrant.
Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out.
On August 13th, 2022, two Pierce County Sheriff's Department employees were responding to a call about an assault with a weapon at a business southeast of Puyallup, just off of State Route 162. According to court records, Sheriff's deputies Ernest Cedillo and Brent Tahlequah went to the trailer of Jeremiah Lee Connors while investigating a felony assault.
That'll open.
Come back, come talk to us, man.
About what?
We heard you got assaulted. Are you all right?
Yes, sir.
Come here and talk to me, man. Just want to make sure you're all right. All right.
The deputies reportedly had probable cause to arrest Connors for beating somebody with a piece of rebar at a business on the same property. According to court filings from both the prosecution and defense, the deputies didn't have a warrant for his arrest. Unless it's an emergency, state law makes it illegal for law enforcement to enter and search a private residence without a warrant. Body camera footage obtained through a public records request shows Connors was inside and told deputies to return with a warrant at least 3 times. Outside the trailer, Deputy Cedillo cut a piece of cord holding the door shut. When Connors opened the door again to tell the deputies to come back with a warrant, Cedillo grabbed the man by his shirt, and then a scuffle ensued. Connors allegedly tried to stab Cedillo in the neck with a knife, and the deputy punched him in the face to get him to drop it. Both deputies then drew their firearms, and Connors was shocked with a taser several times before he was handcuffed.
Just so you know, you're being audio and video recorded.
I know.
I gotta legally tell you. That's why. I know it's awkward. I know it's weird.
Well, I can legally say that you need to come back with a warrant. Since you're going to be like that.
A warrant for what?
For whatever you're here for.
We're here to talk to you, man.
Yep, I know.
We heard you got assaulted.
Yep.
So we want to hear what happened.
I believe that you have my best interests at heart. Because of the last time I dealt with you guys in Renton.
I have never worked in Renton and you've never dealt with me, man.
I'm just saying the police department.
Huh? I can't hear you, dude.
I know. Go get a warrant.
A warrant for what?
If you were in trouble, I'd be reading your rights. I just want to talk to you, make sure everything's good.
I'm not coming out because you'll read me my rights. Go get
I'm not reading your rights. Not right now, anyway.
So you don't want to give us your side of the story, huh?
We're going to come back with a dog. It's going to come in there, going to come get you.
with a warrant. Sir, a warrant.
Yeah, come out. Come out. I'm going to force you out.
A warrant.
Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out.
You're on fucking camera. I didn't do. Get off of me.
Come out.
All right, no.
Come out. Hey, knife, 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 knife.
Yeah, shoot me.
Knife.
Shoot you in the head.
Shoot me.
Drop the knife.
Drop the
Fight
knife.
with one.
Get the off of me. You assaulted me first.
Shoot me. You won't get shot. Come out. I will shoot you. Come out.
2 days after the arrest on August 15th, Connors was charged in Pierce County Court with second-degree attempted murder for trying to stab Cedillo and first- and third-degree assault for the attack. And just so we get this straight, the cops invaded his home without a warrant, attacked him, and threatened his life with lethal force, then tased him, yet he was the one who was charged. Nothing like depriving a man of his rights under color of law and then throwing the book at him when he defends himself. Another first-degree assault charge was filed for the rebar incident. The next day, prosecutors submitted a memorandum admitting that the legality of Connors' warrantless arrest was questionable. The memo went on to state that despite that, Connors was not within his rights to use force against deputies because he faced only loss of freedom and not risk of injury. So their argument is actually, well, they weren't going to hurt him. They just wanted to kidnap him and lock him in a cage for an undetermined amount of time. Charges related to Connor's scuffle with deputies were dismissed last month after his attorney from the Department of Assigned Counsel submitted a motion arguing that deputies' actions were illegal and that it was law enforcement's violent actions that caused Connors to react the way he did. His defense attorney said, quote, "Any resistance by Mr. Connors was not out of fear of loss of liberty. Law enforcement had just spent several minutes lying to him, telling him that he's not in trouble and that they just want to talk to him. He's secure in his home, yet they cut the mechanism that locks the door and charge at him when he opens it."
Come out.
Nope. I don't want that. That's yours.
Get out.
Nope.
Get out. Get out. Come out. Come out. Come out.
It's really good. It's got a knife.
Get out. Get out. Come out.
Deployed.
Come out. Come out. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Nice. Go ahead. Stop it. Oh, you got me, bro. Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. You're also. I didn't do. I'm trying to get the what? You're so.
We go on the team.
Money, Cochran.
Let's go. Get out of this trailer. Stop. Face the trailer.
What trailer? You're so. It was all in line.
Right now you're under arrest for assault 2, resisting arrest, and assault 3.
You're under arrest for failure to show a warrant.
In the state's motion to dismiss the charges, prosecutors wrote that it was law enforcement's actions that gave rise to the crimes Connors eventually was charged with, not including the first-degree assault charge his trial will focus on. The crime of self-defense against violent aggressors who enter your home? Prosecutors wrote, quote, "While this does not justify the defendant's violent actions against Deputy Cedillo, the state believes in the interest of justice, dismissal of counts 1, 2, and 4 is warranted." The call that brought deputies to Connor's trailer was for an assault on a 49-year-old man working at RC Custom Concrete. According to a deputy's report, the worker told law enforcement that there had been ongoing issues with Connors at the shop. Recently, Connors had accused the worker of stealing his food from the refrigerator. 41-year-old Connors is the nephew of the business owner who was reportedly letting him stay in the travel trailer on the property to help him get back on his feet. He was also allowed to use the shop's bathroom and fridge. The older worker told deputies that Connors hadn't accepted opportunities to work and instead spent his day smoking and prowling vehicles for cigarette butts. Deputies reported after being accused of stealing, the worker removed Connors' food from the refrigerator, put it outside the travel trailer, and told the man that he wasn't welcome in the shop area anymore. Sometime later, the worker told deputies Connors bumped him with his chest and started swinging at him when he told Connors he didn't need to be in the shop and that they could get him a portable toilet if he needed it. Connors allegedly put the other man in a headlock while the man told him to stop, and then the worker told deputies that he swept Connors' leg to bring him to the ground, where he allegedly continued to punch the worker. According to the deputies' reports, Connors then grabbed a piece of rebar about 4 feet long and started swinging it. The worker was struck in the head, shoulders, and face multiple times with the rebar. Body cam footage later recorded by deputies showed he had a bloody scrape on the top of his head, and deputies reported finding a substantial amount of blood on the concrete pad outside the shop. The man declined medical attention and told deputies that he had had worse wounds before. Connors now faces an assault trial before Judge Thomas Quinlan. According to the trial brief from the defense, Connors' attorney is expected to deny the allegations and argue that his client acted in self-defense. In a motion to dismiss the charges related to Connors' warrantless arrest, The attorney described the assault the defendant is accused of as mutual combat. Both the prosecution and defense filed motions to exclude information related to Connor's arrest at the trial. The motions were made on different grounds, and according to court filings, the defense argued that references to Connor's alleged attempted murder and assault of a deputy during the arrest would only be used to prove Connor's character rather than the crime for which he's charged. The prosecutor's motion, on the other hand, related to the credibility of Deputy Cedillo. The state argued that Cedillo did not make any false statements on his reports, so any mention of unconstitutional entry into Connor's trailer must be excluded. Prosecutors also wrote that the unlawful entry occurred after the assault at issue, and it does not reflect the deputy's truthfulness. It's unclear at this point whether Deputies Cedillo and Tahlequah have faced any internal investigation regarding their warrantless arrest of Connors and their entry of his residence. A spokesperson for the Sheriff's Department did not respond to an emailed request for information, and public records requests for the deputy's personnel files and internal affairs files related to the arrest have been submitted. According to the section of the Sheriff's Department's 2020 policy manual pertaining to searches, deputies arriving at crime scenes often need to search for victims and determine if suspects are present and continue to pose a threat. The policy goes on to say those exigent circumstances likely no longer exist once suspects aren't present and or there's no one to be treated for injuries. It states, quote, "Deputies should therefore secure the scene and conduct no further search until additional or alternate authority for the search is obtained, such as consent or a search warrant," end quote. So what are your thoughts? Should the cops have entered the home of a man suspected of beating another man? Was Connors within his right to fight back against the aggressive cops who entered his trailer uninvited? Should the cops have had a warrant? And aside from what the Constitution says, does a judge writing on a piece of paper approving entry into a home make it legitimate? If you enjoyed this video, maybe you'll like some of my others. Check out the playlist and the popular videos list. Maybe there's something you've missed. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, become a channel member and grab a hard-hitting, conversation-starting design from the store. You can put it on a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. I'll see you in the next video.